Howdy y'all, and welcome to the Jappy's Maple Fans channel. If you're a fan of Jappy's Maple, smash that like button. Also check us out on our regular YouTube channel, the MrMaple Show here on YouTube. Subscribe over there. We put out daily content all about Jappy's Maples. This is the Jappy's Maple Fans weekly walkthrough. I'm gonna be walking you through Greenhouse 18, which is a 3-gallon house. I'm gonna tell you about all these cool trees we're walking through the greenhouse about. You know, it's summer. I might give you all some tips on making sure you're growing your Jappy's Maples right in the summer. Check out our weekly podcast we just recently put out, you know, what you should know about Jappy's Maples in the summer on your favorite podcast platform, the MrMaple Show. And y'all, just get excited. Also, I'm gonna tell you a few cool things that are getting listed this week on eBay. At least one cool thing. I'm real excited about releasing it for the first time on eBay, so get excited. Guys, right here, I've got some 3-gallon talls of Hub's Red Willow. Hub's Red Willow, fast, vigorous. It's got some good red color. When you give it some sunlight in here in the shade, we're talking about some greened up a little bit. I mean, it gets 90 degrees outside right now, which means it's about 120 in these greenhouses during the day. So it greens up a little bit here in the shade and high heat. But this has that linear style leaf, that bamboo-like feel to it. Gives you a nice airy presence to a larger tree out there in the landscape. Right here, these are some 3-gallon XLs of Zhizhou. Now Zhizhou is a coral bark Jappy's maple. What I mean by that, it has winter interest. And here you can see the sort of yellow-green bark right now. It intensifies in the winter, and it also intensifies with sunlight. You're gonna get orange towards the base, yellow in the middle here, and some more red towards the tips in sunlight. Yellow to orange fall color, nice green leaves, good upright tree, 8 to 10 foot in height. There's a lot of 3 gallons in here. And right over here, we've got some of the Shishigashira, the lion's head Japanese maple. This is a classic Japanese maple from the 1700s. It has a really nice crinkled, curled leaf, as you can see going on right in here. And that gives a unique texture. The darker green color gives a unique color out there in the landscape. It's heat tolerant, it's vigorous, 6 to 8 foot in 10 years. Tight, dense, compact habit, and yellow to orange fall color. Beauty, it's a classic from the 1700s and it's popular today. And the reason it's popular today is because it's so uniquely different than everything else that's out there. And this is a selection from 300 years ago. I mean, it's crazy that it still stands the test of time and is so beautiful. It's a classic Jappy's maple. People love classic cars. We love Jappy's maples here on the MrMaple Show. Y'all, a lot of cool trees right over here on there. We're looking at some Twombly's Red Sentinel. Now Twombly's Red Sentinel, nice narrow habit. And then we're gonna turn around here and go the other direction. And, sorry about that, having a little bit of gimbal issues. Over here, we've got one of my favorites to pair with everything, Summer Gold. Now, Summer Gold, vigorous, heat tolerant. It's one of the more heat tolerant yellows. Once it's established, you won't get much burn on the leaf during the summer. In full sun, in most zones 6s, 7s, and 8As. Once it's established, you know, you most see some burn when it first is getting established. But this is a beautiful heat tolerant 6 to 8 foot yellow to add that sparky yellow in the landscape. Love what this tree does in the garden. And it is beautiful in the shade too. I mean, you get some nice yellow greens you don't get out of many of the other Japanese maples. It's actually an Acer Shirasawanum hybrid, sister seedling with Jordan. But we listed as palmatum because it looks a little more palmatum and Jordan looks a little more Shirasawanum. That's why Jordan is listed as that Shirasawanum. Guys, let's check out this sea of flamethrowers coming up. Check out those flamethrowers. Wham. I mean, that is beautiful. See that yellow, older growth, the red, new growth. The contrast is stunning. Selection by our friend Dennis Werner at NC State University. Flamethrower is one of our most popular red buds we do. Now red buds, they get some red blooms in the spring before the leaves even come out. So you get amazing blooms and then you get this color. And in the summer, when a lot of things are more boring, these things light up. And I mean, they look like a flamethrower. I mean, they just light up that garden, and they're an excellent summer interest plant for your garden. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this particular red bud for giving us foliage interest, where they have those really nice little heart-shaped leaves, as you can see right there and there. But that two-tone color contrast, that is simply amazing. Now, guys, as I'm walking down this house to get to some more greenhouses, to more 3 gallons, we've got a ton of flamethrowers in here, a ton. But this week on our eBay, which is mrmaple.com/eBay, takes you to the Maple Mafia eBay sales page. This week getting listed, I'm really excited, y'all. I've got Acer Negundo Electric Avenue. Now, many of y'all may have seen mine and Matt's little dance montage when we found an Electric Avenue near Atlanta. We were doing a garden show down there, and we all the time would be listening to radio, and it would say, rock down to Electric Avenue. We went and saw Electric Avenue. We were super excited. Later on, I was driving down the road, and my wife, I said, that was a yellow tree. And she said, what? And I said, that was a yellow tree. Guys, Electric Avenue is an Acer Negundo with yellow bark that I found. So it's a box elder maple. It's a native maple. For the first time ever, I'm dropping it this weekend, and it's getting listed on the eBay page, the first one going out. It has yellow leaves in the early spring. It's got slightly yellow leaves right now, yellow-green. It's a box elder maple. It's a local one that literally has nice yellow bark. Think Bihu, but a box elder maple. I mean, I was driving by the interstate in the winter and spotted just that yellow bark, and I was like, this is amazing. So I took some cuttings, I started producing it, and in the future, it may be 2 years, 3 years out till we actually get it released, but we've got them coming on. And for the first time ever, we're dropping one on the eBay. Our eBay releases 20 trees every single week. That's mrmaple.com/eBay. That takes you to our Maple Mafia eBay page. So check that out. All right, y'all. As we're coming back down through here, we've got Acer palmatum dissectum orangeola. Some nice 3 gallons here on the right. Orangeola puts on a lot of orange-red new growth, gives that multicolor effect that I liked, that's talked about with the flamethrowers. It's got that lacy appeal and a heavily cascading habit. Classic, and it's beautiful. If you're looking for a red lace leaf, orangeola is an excellent option. Stays small, 4 to 5 feet in 10 years. And guys, right here, I've got some winter orange. Now, we mentioned earlier the Zhizhou. These actually have a orange, I'm talking bright orange bark in the winter. Sunlight intensifies it. The coldness during the winter intensifies it, but the bark on these are the most orange I've ever seen in those winter months. You should definitely check the photos out on our website. It is pretty special and pretty spectacular. Now down here, we got some 3 gallon Golden Falls. This is a heavily cascading, one of the first yellow weeping Japanese maples. It has a palmatum leaf, so it's not what you typically think of a lace leaf Japanese maple, which is weeping, but this has a strongly weeping habit, similar to that of Ryusen. This yellow color you're seeing on the new growth has some amazing colors, yellows in the spring. Sunlight brings out the yellow colors on Golden Falls, and you can stake this up and have a fountain-like effect, or you can let it grow and almost be like a ground cover out there in the landscape. Some good sized 3 gallons of these as well here at MrMaple. Now guys, on the left over here, we've got Acer palmatum waterfall, also known as Verdus. Verdus was a waterfall at New Jersey State Park. Got the name waterfall because it was sitting there beside of a waterfall, and it had that waterfall weeping like habit. That's a green weeping lace leaf, a classic. Over here on the right, see that darker color that we're seeing right here? This is Acer palmatum punctil. Now punctil has a darker, almost black color of a linear lobum, so it's similar to that a Hubs Red Willow. Now I'll say the Hubs Red Willow up there in the front will have a cherry or red color in the spring. This will be almost a dark, almost black-like color with that similar linerlobum style. This is a selection from Korea. Super vigorous, easy to grow, but it does give you that darker color. Pair this with something like these Golden Falls or a Summer Gold, and it'll brighten up everything in the garden. Guys, on the right here, this is Emerald Lace. If you're looking for a weeping, heat-tolerant lace leaf, this is the most heat-tolerant green lace leaf you can find. It's vigorous, it's got a nice spreading out weeping habit, and good red fall color, where waterfall slash viridis that I was talking about earlier typically goes yellows to oranges. This one goes to a red. Extremely distinguishable, and that leaf is more finely cut as well. Guys, some 3 gallons of pastel coming up here. In the springtime, that is a ghost reticulated Japanese maple with some really nice pastel colors. It's faded out a little bit in here in the high heat and the shade, but this is a beautiful, beautiful pastel. Think amber ghost, but more pastel. It's got that ghost-like reticulation, part of the new Ghost by Talon Buchholz. And then down here, I believe we have some Kiyohime. And I was about to walk past them, a small little set of Kiyohime, which in the springtime has a nice purple border. We're seeing a little bit of that happening right there on some of the summer new growth, but the springtime is spectacular. Again, check out the photos on mrmaple.com of Murasaki Kiyohime. That's M-U-R-A-S-A-K-I space K-I-Y-O-H-I-M-E. Got a spelling bee on here today, but the spring photos on that are spectacular. They've got just some outstanding pink on red. It looks like a flower blooming in the early spring, especially when you see all these leaves clustered together with a bright, very bright, intense purple-red border. And it has a rounded habit as well, 4 foot by 5 foot in 10 years. It's one of the toadstool Japanese maples that's heat tolerant, great container plant. And then over here on the right, we've got some Celebration. Now Celebration is a selection by Talon Buchholz. It has some nice intense colors in the spring of a pink red. The reticulation is a little bit stronger, so you see the veins of the leaf more prominently in the early spring. But this is one of the most showy Japanese maples I've ever seen. On some of this older growth, you can actually still see some reticulation, but it's not as intense as it is in that spring time frame. The pink red color on this is like a pink purple. It's starkly different than what everything else is in the trade. So you definitely check that out. And then guys, over here, another yellow, and one of my favorites is Acer Shirasolanum Sunny. Sunny is an Acer Shirasolanum seedling from Jordan, so technically it's a hybrid seedling because Jordan itself is a hybrid, as I mentioned earlier with Summer Gold. But in the springtime, this leaves out as a bright orange. And then it goes to this yellow. So you get a spring color plus yellow. That's a winner in everybody's book. It's vigorous, 8 to 10 foot in 10 years. Guys, try you a sunny day if you hadn't. You got some good sized 3 gallons. Now guys, we're MrMaple.com. We're a family mail order business. We ship directly to your door, and we do the largest selection of Japanese maples in the country. So check us out on MrMaple.com. We really appreciate all y'all subscribing and watching these videos and sharing these videos with your gardening friends. And as always, check us out on our other YouTube channel, which is the Mr. Maple Show, where we put out daily content about Japanese maples in the summer and how gardening and how to take care of them. So check that out as well. Guys, if you've got questions about Japanese maples, we've answered them on our Mr. Maple Show. We put out a video a day all about Japanese maples. So if you're just simply Googling, you know, what are the leaf spots on my Japanese maple, you're gonna pull up one of our videos. If you're pulling it up, what's the unusual summer new growth on my Japanese maple, you're gonna pull up one of our videos. So if you need help with gardening with Japanese maples, you know, we've been growing Japanese maples for our entire lives. Our grandmother started growing Japanese maples in the 1950s. My dad started, on the other side of the family, started doing it in the 70s before he met my mom. And my brother was former president of Maple Society. I was a former president of Maple Society. When it comes to Japanese maples, we love it. We want to make sure that you have success with your Japanese maples and have fun with them like we do. So make sure you're subscribed. Take care. God bless, and have a great day.